Are you satisfied? Happy? Miserable? Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? It's time for the Michele Hughes Show, where we keep it real. Tune in daily and join our controversial topics as we talk about singles, sex, and men and women's issues. And now, the queen of relationships on the Michele Hughes Show. Always keeping it real. Your host, Michele Hughes.
Well, we want to welcome you. Yes, I'm Michele Hughes, and you're listening to Single, Sex, and Satisfied. And this is the place for you singles to come each and every night, Monday through Friday. Yes, and at 7:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, this is the place to come and hear all the topics that's concerning you to have a better lifestyle, because we are going to make this our best year. Oh, yes, 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 yes. All right, everybody, let's say yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, this is going to be one of our best years, and we are so excited because you are a part of it. Oh, yes. Well, you know, it's nothing like being a single who understands what timing is all about. Timing is everything, right? That's the topic that we're discussing tonight. You know, we figure that timing will make or break any relationship. We have to be respectful of our time. And I'm going to ask you all some questions tonight that's going to help you understand how you value timing. Number one is this: how much time are you spending with your special person? Two is, do you arrive on time, or is it your time? Three, are we respectful when we are speaking to one another? 4, do you let the person finish their sentence when they're talking with you? 5, or do you interrupt and attack them? No, that's not a good thing. 6 is, timing plays a special place in our relationships. It deals with how much respect you have for one another and for your partner. 7, sooner or later, they are going to get tired of being disrespected. And I believe that if we don't understand the importance of timing in our relationship when we're speaking to one another, how expressive we are or how expressive you're not. Sometimes we are angry about situations that maybe it doesn't have anything to do with your partner, but timing is everything. If you are upset and you explode on your partner and they don't understand why. So we're giving you some of these questions to ponder over, just to give you some thoughts within yourself. Begin to start thinking within yourself about timing and when you should speak and do some of the things that maybe you need to stop doing. Okay? Now, we're going to have some questions and we have some answers for you. We're going to give some questions and we're going to give some multiple choice answers. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? All right. All right, we getting ready to take off like an airplane. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, that's right. We're ready to take off. We're taking off, you guys. All right, here we go. Number 1, how long does it take you to return telephone calls? A is 1 to 3 days. B, never return telephone calls. C, depending on how busy you are that day and no later than the next day. Which answer would you say? Okay. We're going to come back and give you the answers. 2, do you blame others for what other people do to you? A, do you get mad when someone is defending you in a situation? B, do you listen objectively and not getting defensive? C, do you get mad and hang up on the person? Oh, no. 3 is, why do relationships fail? A, people want you to meet all their demands. B, people want to make you a doormat. C, people should be respectful and considerate and consistent in meeting the needs of each other. All right, now we're on number 4. How supportive are you of your friend? A, do you act as if they have done nothing? Or B, do you never give compliments? C, do you always give compliments and are supportive of their new accomplishments? 5, do you give compliments when your friend embarks upon a new business venture or etc., whatever it might be? A, you never recognize anything they do. B, this isn't my responsibility to support them. I let others do that. Or C, we always respond to their achievements with words of encouragement and support. 6, and this is the last question. Why is it a struggle to bring out the best in your friend? A, no one ever helps me help me, so I don't help anyone else. C, it's not a part of my, B, we have a mutual understanding regarding bringing the best out of each other. It is always, it's a way of life to bring out the best in each other. And C, it's not a part of my personality to speak it. They know how I feel. I have unspoken language with my friend. Now, we're going to go back and give you the answers and see how you did on your questions, okay? Number 1 was C. Did you get that? Number 1 was C. Number 2 was B. Number 3 was C. Number 4 was C. And number 5 was C. And number 6 was B. So how did you do? I hope you got all 6 right. If you only got 2, you need to really start looking at how you're treating your partner or friend, because timing is everything, and they're going to begin to look at how you're treating them. And if you're not treating them correctly, then you need to go back and re-listen to this audio and begin to say to yourself, maybe I need to make some changes. Maybe change should start with me. I'm the one who is in need of help. And so maybe it's your partner. Then you need to sit down, begin to talk to that person and say, honey, I was listening to Michele Hughes. Blame it on me. And I listened to her show every day, and she gave out some good information on timing is everything. And then begin to just tell her some of the things that you are learning and that you learned from the show, and how you think maybe she needs to listen to the show or he needs to listen to the show, because maybe they'll get a better understanding on timing and how to be respectful of each other. And I believe that's the key thing in any relationship. Well, we're going to give you a few questions to ask yourself. Our relationships are failing in many ways, and I'm going to give you at least 12 ways that some of our relationships are failing. And that's why we're here. We're trying to help you to look at yourself and begin to understand how you can make your relationship better. And the only way you can do that is by beginning to ask yourself some really important questions. And these questions are going to begin to help you to understand some of the pitfalls that you are experiencing that will help you say, no, I need to change in this area. Because if I want this person to love me and to maybe one day we end up going into marriage, then I'm going to begin to have to understand I need to make some changes. Okay, let's get back to the 12 questions. Number 1 is being disrespectful. That's number 1. 2, no quality time spent together. You got to spend some time with your partner because that person needs to understand how much you care about them. And then you need to find out if you can relate to this person. And the more time you spend with them, the more you'll see, some changes that needs to be made, maybe, or you just got to live with what you have. But I believe that if you begin to spend time with this person, consistent time with the individual that you care about, then you'll begin to give each other compliments or begin to talk about those ways that needs to maybe, you need some help in some areas if you want to get along with me, at least if you want our relationship to go any further. And I don't think it's nothing wrong with making some adjustments in our relationships. Okay, 3 is expecting too much and giving too little. How many of us, we want the world, but we give so little? We want everyone to come to our beck and call, but then we never think to come to others' call. And that's selfish. That's a selfish person who always wants someone else to meet your needs, but you're not there for the other person. So these are just some questions just to understand that's the reason why some of our relationships are not progressing and going further, maybe like into marriage or even to a deeper relationship. 4 is thinking you have given too much. How many of us we give and then we're counting, how many times that person gave to me. I did this for this person. I did this for her, but she didn't return the favor, or I did it for him and he didn't even, return the favor to me. I don't believe it should be, okay, you do this for me, I do that for you. No, it should be just, I don't believe it should be one-upmanship and you do this, I do that. No, I think it should just be something that you do naturally, because now you're really trying to find out if this is the right fit for you. And if you have that attitude that, okay, a tit for a tat, I don't know how that's going to work. Okay, number 4 is thinking you have given too much. I think I gave you that one. 5 is thinking no one can beat your giving. And so if you give and you give because you want to outgive the person, then that's cool because everybody likes to receive. But if you're giving and then the other person may not give back to you, now that's when it becomes a problem. But if you're just giving naturally because you're just a giver, that's a great thing. That's a plus. But as long as you don't use it against the person because you are beating them in giving. Okay, number 6 is no one can measure up to your standards of thinking. You have high standards. Sometimes, too much. To a point of a fault. But this is you, so you can have whatever way of thinking that you want. But remember, everyone may not measure up to the standards that you expect of them. And then remember this: are you also measuring up to those same standards? Because we can't expect people to you want them to do whatever it is that you want them. You have expectations, but now you're not giving out. It's not being reciprocated by you. So we have to think about what we're asking, and are we delivering also what we are expecting from the other individual? Because if you're not giving it, then you need to come down on your expectations. Because if you're just expecting it, but then you're not giving it, that's not right. And that's why I believe some of our relationships are failing, because we want other people to do what we're not willing to do ourselves. And so it has to be a situation where if you're giving And that's good. But are you measuring it like a ruler or something? I just think things should be natural, and whatever happens, you need to let it take its place, because now you are getting the genuine expectations, or you're seeing the genuine face of this person, who they really are. So if you're giving too many demands and you're not really finding out what they're willing to give to you, then you are putting the cart before the horse, and you're telling them too fast what they should do, and maybe they might do it, maybe they not. But the problem with this is that some people will do it just to get you, and then afterwards knowing they're not going to continue it. So that's why you want to make this as natural, I believe, as natural as possible, so that you can see truly who this person really is, and without putting all your expectations into the relationship before you really gather who this person is. 7 is, you are better than most people. If you think you're better than most people, then that may be hard to measure yourself against someone else. So if you're in a relationship and you think you're better than most people, then you think you're better than the person you're with. And so sooner or later, they're going to pick that up, that you think you're better than them. And I guess that's okay to a certain point, as long as you're not making them feel as if they're nothing. But if you just think you're better, but no one can, meet you, then I don't know how you're going to have a successful relationship, because it's going to be hard to come to that great expectations of who you are. And maybe the other person don't even want to attempt to get where you are. So if you can measure your goodness, measure your betterness, or who you think you are, as long as you are not comparing yourself with your partner, but this is who you are, then that's different. But if you are measuring yourself on this individual who may not even think about how you think you're better than people, maybe they don't even think that way. So then that's your way of thinking, but it may not be your partner's way of thinking. So you can't make someone feel how you feel. So I hope you're getting what I'm saying tonight, because sometimes we're putting so much expectations in our relationships that we should bring to the table, and let the other person bring to the table who they are. And then you have to decide if that person's personality is great enough to be with you. And then if it's not, you need to just, end the relationship, because you know that this is not the right candidate for you. 8 is, no one can satisfy you. Now, if you are at a point where no matter what the person in your life is doing, they just cannot satisfy you, you may have the wrong person. Bottom line, I believe that we should be in relationships where there should be some sense of, I'm pleased with this person. I'm satisfied with what they're doing, and I like them as a person. And no one's going to be able to please you in all areas, but as long as there those it's got to be those top, at least top 5 that that they have to give you, certain things that that in order for your relationship to work, they have to meet these, expectations, okay? But if they're just not satisfying you in all areas, then I'm telling you, you need to think twice about maybe this is not the person that you should be with, because they're not bringing out anything that is going to help you in your relationship. So I would say just think about what you're doing and measure it to the best of your ability. But if they're not doing anything to help you to feel good about you, then you need to think twice about this individual. Well, listen, we're going to go to a break because we have some more questions to give you.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back as we deal with more heart-to-heart issues. This is the Queen of Relationships on the Michele Hughes Show, where we keep it real. Stay with us on the Michele Hughes Show.
Do you want to change your life? Unlock the secrets to making positive changes in your life with a free membership at makingapositivechange.com. Take a chance on yourself. Join the Making a Positive Change community today by going to www.makingapositivechange.com or talk to Dr. Bill directly at 239-349-2209.
It's the Michele Hughes Show. We keep it real. We talk about singles, sex, men and women issues. Come join the conversation on the Michele Hughes Show. Are you satisfied, happy, or miserable? Are you looking for love in all the wrong places? Well, tune in daily and join our controversial topics. She is the queen of relationships on the Michele Hughes Show. She keeps it real. Don't miss a show with Michele Hughes.
That's right. Don't miss a show. Tell a friend. Go tell your single friends. Email them and let them know about the Michele Hughes Show that we're on every day, Monday through Friday, from 7:30 to 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And this is the place you want to be, because we give out quality information that's going to help you in having better relationships and to pick the right person that's going to meet your needs. So don't forget to let them know. Well, let's get back to those questions that I believe that the reason why many of our relationships are not progressing the way they should. And I believe that if we give ourselves some time to think about what we're doing, ask some questions while we're in our relationships, I just believe that you'll find yourself in a real healthy relationship that will end up going to marriage. Yes. Oh, yes. Come on, let's get a clap on that. I'm excited. I want to come to some weddings. Yes, I want to come to some weddings. All right. Okay, I think we left off at number 9. Number 9 is you are a perfect person. Now, we all are working towards perfection. But when we want everyone to just be perfect, then you might be looking at the wrong individual, because no one's perfect, including yourself. So we have to begin to understand that we should be striving for perfection. Even those who know that they have Christian beliefs, you should be striving for perfection, but you should be holding people to a tight rope, like, okay, do it this way or else, no, come on, give a person some air to breathe. But I believe that we should enjoy our relationship, and we should have be in a relationship where someone is compatible to you, where you are bringing out the best in each other. That's right. Number 10 is you are always right and they are always wrong. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Listen, no one's always right. And the person can't be always wrong. I believe that when we respect one another and we talk in the tone that's respectful of each other, then you will look at that person and realize they're growing, and no one's perfect. And so therefore, you're going to look at that person and see what you are measuring. And if it's measuring stick is real low, then you need to get out of that relationship, okay? And I'm really saying these things because I think sometimes we just stay and stay and stay, knowing that this person is not meeting any of your needs. You're there because now it's just become it's a convenience. Sometimes people are shacking together because out of convenience. He's paying the bills, and you're not happy with the individual, and she's not happy with you. You're not happy with her, but you're there out of convenience. And sometimes we get stuck and we go into marriage because sometimes people start putting demands on you because they say, oh no, I'm not going to live another year with you, and if you don't marry me, I'm out of here. So what you do, because you don't want to start all over, because sometimes we've been in relationships for 5 and 10 years. So what do? You end up marrying a person who you're not fit to be with. So timing is everything. And if we can just take the appropriate time to say enough is enough, begin to take some time off, begin to talk to yourself, and begin to say if this person is the right fit for you. And if they're not, you need to go on and make that plunge and get married to that individual, or you need to just get on out of Dodge because you know it's not going to be a lasting relationship. Well, number 11 is You are a negative thinker. Everything is negative. Everything that comes out your mouth is negative. And so if everything, the person that you're in a committed relationship with right now is negative, you need to think about, is this a person that you want to spend a lifetime with? Because if they're negative about situations that you don't feel you want to be negative about, you want to be with the more positive person. You know, no one's perfect, but if everything is negative, you need to consider if this is a person that you can truly make a commitment with. Okay, the last question is, you just don't like most people. You know, there are people who just, no matter what you do, they just don't like folks. They just have issues with people. And you know, if you're with them and every person come around, they got something wrong. Did you see her shoe? Did you see how she talked? Did you see this or did you see that? Well, no one is perfect. Or I don't like that person. You know, every time you are with friends, they don't like your buddy. They don't, or he doesn't like your friends. You know, they don't like nobody. So, you know, you need to figure out if this is a person that you can spend a lifetime commitment with them. And because if not, you might be with the wrong person. I want you all to go back and listen to this audio and listen to it until you understand the message that we're giving you tonight. Because timing is everything. It really is. And when you can make the wrong mistake out of being anxious, or a lot of times we're in sexual relationships with people and the sex is good, but when you get out of bed, the relationship is not good because you're not communicating effectively. And so if you want a relationship to last, I say first, you got to do it God's way. And I just believe if we leave the sex out, you know, things would be so much better because now you're seeing what you're getting firsthand. Now, some people say, no, and I got to try that out. No, that's what God told me when I was in Chicago. I was in there for training. I was working for Ameritech at that time and started talking to this guy, and I said, no, I don't have sex before marriage. And he was like, well, I don't marry. I'm not going to be with anyone who doesn't have sex with me. I said, well, I guess I'm not the girl for you. And so somewhere you have to begin to make a charge and say what you will do and what you won't do. And if you up for the sex thing because that's what you're into, but just understand sex is that's why he tells us to do it in the confines of marriage, because sex is the commitment. That's the when you come home off the honeymoon, or you know, when you finally say I do, that's what confirms, you know, seals the marriage. Is when you consummate the marriage through the sexual act. And so we're doing it, and we just doing it anytime we want. No, we're not going to commit ourselves to people, but we just having sex with everybody. And that's why we're just crazy a lot of times. We don't know who we love anymore, because you got John in you, you got Sam in you got whoever you've been with, and him too, Sally and Susan and everybody you have inside of you because of the sexual relationships that you're committing yourself with. So listen, remember, people, we need to examine how we think about people in general. Many times we have a I am better than you mentality. Now, who can win when we are trying to establish a relationship with this person? You just can't win, because no one is perfect. We all are working on things inside of us and outside of ourselves. We project our negative thoughts and beliefs on those closest to us, unfortunately. And so that's why sometimes we don't bring out the best in each other. And then we continue to vomit up on people and we don't like, and we want to just discard them because we know in the first place we should never be with them. So if we are not careful, you will find yourself in a whirlwind, always running after people who doesn't care for you, instead of putting that energy in the people who are trying to establish a working relationship with you. I believe this is why we have so many failed relationships. We have one person working in a relationship while the other person has placed themselves outside of the relationship, doing as little as possible to make the relationship work. We're going to have to work harder at making our relationships work. We need to embrace skills, techniques, and openness to make our relationships go to a new level of connecting. See, We're going to establish workshops and seminars to help you redefine who you are and how to have better relationships with your friends, family, co-workers, business partners, etc. Singles, it is time for us to establish wholesome relationships that will bring out the best in each other. I want you all to repeat after me. We're going to make a declaration of new beginnings, and we're going to start it with this. Say it out loud. Come on. I am going to have better, loving, caring relationships. Relationships where I can be myself and communicate in a healthy way. My feelings without attacking, getting mad, or being disrespectful. This is my time to bring out the best in me so that I can be a blessing in my relationships. I am asking God to help me become who He has ordained me to become and work on it daily with my friends, family, and co-workers. This is going to be my best year. I am single, who is destined for newness in my heart, soul, and spirit. It is done. Did you say it? Say it with me. It is done. Singles, this is your year to feel the newness inside of you. You have to want to have right relationships, and it starts today with you. This is truly the right time, and the timing is everything. Well, you know what we do here. We keep it real.
Thanks for tuning in to the Michele Hughes Show. Join us daily for more hot topics with the Queen of Relationships. Always keeping it real. See you tomorrow on the Michele Hughes Show.